We promised we'd open the envelope at 30, no matter where life took us. Henley and I made the pact when we were 17, sitting on the hood of my dad's car after prom. We'd each written down our biggest secret, sealed them in matching envelopes, and swore we'd read them together on our 30th birthdays. No matter what, she'd said, even if we hate each other by then. I laughed because that seemed impossible. 10 years later, Henley stopped returning my calls. I'd see her tagged in photos at parties I wasn't invited to. Her wedding announcement came via mass email. I wasn't on the guest list. I tried reaching out, sent texts asking what I'd done wrong. Radio silence. My mom said to let it go. Some friendships just run their course. But I kept that envelope in my fireproof safe anyway. On my 29th birthday, I almost threw it away. Then I got a text from an unknown number. Don't forget, August 4th, our spot, 8 p.m. That was it. No name, but I knew. I showed up at the Overlook where we'd sealed the envelopes 13 years ago. My hands were shaking. Part of me expected her not to come. But at 8:03, headlights swept across the gravel lot. Henley stepped out looking exactly the same and completely different. Designer clothes where she used to wear thrift store finds. Hi, she said, just hi, like we'd seen each other yesterday. We sat on a picnic table, envelopes between us. The silence stretched so long I thought I might scream. Finally, Henley said, "You first." My envelope felt heavier than I remembered. I tore it open. Inside was a single sentence in my teenage handwriting. "I'm in love with you, and I always have been." My face went hot. I'd forgotten, completely, genuinely forgotten what I'd written. Back then, I'd been so sure I'd moved past those feelings by 30 that it would be a funny memory we'd laugh about. "Well," Henley said quietly, "that explains some things. Your turn," I managed. She stared at her envelope for a full minute. When she finally opened it, she read it silently, then looked at me with an expression I couldn't decipher. "What does it say?" I asked. Henley stood up and walked to the edge of the Overlook. "I need to tell you something first, about why I disappeared." My stomach dropped. "Okay. You remember my cousin Brooke?" I nodded. "She died in a car accident our sophomore year of college." "She didn't die in an accident," Henley said. "She was murdered. And the night before she died, she told me she'd discovered something about someone in our friend group. Something dangerous. She wouldn't tell me who or what because she wanted to confirm it first." The air felt thick. "Henley, what?" "After she died, her apartment was ransacked. The police called it a robbery, but her laptop, her phone, her journals, all gone. Nothing else taken." I got scared, really scared, because she'd sent me an email the day she died. It bounced, server error, whatever. But someone knew she'd tried to send it. How would they know that? Because 2 days later, someone broke into my apartment. They didn't take anything either, just left a note on my bed that said, "Stop looking." I felt cold. "You never told me any of this." I couldn't. I didn't know who to trust. So I just disappeared from everyone, changed my phone number, moved across the state, met someone new, and built a completely different life. For 10 years, she turned back to me, eyes wet. I thought I was safe. Then last month I got another note, same handwriting. It said, "August 4th, keep your promise or everyone finds out." Finds out what? Henley held up her envelope. Her hands were shaking so badly she could barely keep hold of it. This is what someone's been trying to keep secret for 13 years. This is why Brooke died. She handed me the paper. I read the words 3 times before they made sense. "I know who killed your brother, and I have proof." My brother had drowned when I was 16. Accidental, they'd said. But I looked at Henley, and suddenly every strange moment, every coincidence, every detail I'd pushed aside came rushing back. "Who?" I whispered. Henley's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen and her face went white. She turned it toward me. A text from the unknown number. "Read it out loud or I will." That's when I heard footsteps behind us. Multiple people. And a voice I hadn't heard in years. Someone I'd completely forgotten was even at that party 13 years ago said, "Well, this is awkward." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.